Hey everybody, welcome to another video review. For this one, I'm going to talk to you about another one of my quarter scale mini helms. So I've been doing a lot of reviews of these as I buy them. I guess Weta has kind of gone on a little bit of a mini helm kick lately. And ever since their fiasco, when I made that, rant video about what they did with the mixing up the ring wraith of Khand versus Harad, I figure, well, as I get them in, I might as well just open them up and review them. They're there, they're easy to do, and I like to sort of begin to, get a kind of a series going, because I do have every one of them. And the more this goes on, the more I got to think to myself, am I the only guy dumb enough to be buying all of these things? To buying every one of these mini helms. But yeah, this is a special one. It's the Rohirrim Helm of Arwen, quarter scale collectible. As you can see, it's a limited edition of 750. And I mean, I don't know, I wonder if Weta is really scraping the bottom of the barrel in the sense that they're running out of actual headwear. I mean, remember that if you add both the second line, which is not metal, to the original releases back in the turn of the millennium when the movies were released, when they were partnered with Sideshow Weta, you're getting close to 50 mini helms. And so at some point, I mean, it's like every different helm has already been released, and they're using both The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings as source material. And so in this case, this is not even from the movie. This is a concept piece when they were thinking about getting Arwen to actually take a more, I guess, a more aggressive or more prominent role in the original trilogy. And they did talk about that. I mean, it was sort of a big thing because, one of the things about Lord of the Rings is that there's not a lot of women in the Lord of the Rings. There's really only two, right? There's Arwen, Aragorn's love interest, and there is Eowyn, who of course has a huge role in the trilogy. But that's kind of it. And so, when they were kind of crafting the script and the adaptation for the movie, there was a lot of talk about trying to maybe get Arwen a little bit more of a role, because it just seems sort of weird that, you kind of see her in Fellowship of the Ring, and there's all this sort of, groundwork laid for her character being the daughter of Elrond and her love for Aragorn. And then, in the book, she just sort of disappeared. She literally just disappears from the story. And you don't, see her until the end of Return of the King, when he goes to marry her. And so they were worried that from a movie point of view, this would be pretty bad. And so one of the things they were trying to decide was, did they want her to sort of play a more proactive role, and they wanted to tweak, or, well, let's just say what it is. They wanted to wholesale change the trilogy and have her lead, a group of elves to Helm's Deep to try to help. And this actually got far enough along that they actually fitted Liv Tyler, the actress who played Arwen, they actually fitted her for a helm at Rohan, the Rohirrim helm. It was actually made, a hero version was actually made from steel. And they even crafted a stunt, more comfortable version to be worn. She actually shot scenes at Helm's Deep, which is insane. But at the last minute, their instincts prevailed, and they decided to not do that and have Haldir instead come, and they decided to expand Arwen's role more, in a more kind of metaphysical, symbolic fashion, rather than have her actually show up and fight at Helm's Deep, which I thought that I'm so thankful that they did that, because I think that would have been a step just too far to have done that with Arwen's character. you know, to have her turn into this warlike figure. And so that's the story behind this helm. This has no elvish design at all, and why would it? The idea would be that she found this helmet in the armory, just like Aragorn and Gimli, for instance, were, you know, arming themselves. And so this would be a Rohirrim design. They, of course, wanted Liv Tyler's face to be shown. So the design had to be kind of open. So you can see her face, as you can see here. So there's no, you know, nose piece or anything like that. This is very different from, obviously, Eowyn's helm, which was specifically designed to hide the fact that she wasn't a man and hid her face completely. They were flirting with the idea once they scrapped Arwen, you know, going to Helm's Deep. They flirted with the idea of maybe just using this and just giving it to Eowyn instead. But the problem, again, was that when they made it, they wanted, you know, Liv Tyler's face to be seen. So it was very open, and this just didn't make any sense to, of course, have Eowyn who's trying to hide her face, wear it. So they had to make another helm for Miranda Otto anyways, the actress who played Eowyn. And so this basically just became, you know, one of the oddities in the making of the movie, a footnote to history. Again, this is just cheap. I mean, they say it's polystone, but it feels like cheap plastic. It feels like basically, you know, PVC. Very, very light. Again, I have a love-hate relationship with these. I really like these mini helms. Just like I really love the mini busts, in the sense that it gives you an opportunity and a very kind of space-efficient opportunity to kind of have a collection that really shows the breadth, right, of The Lord of the Rings. So I love that. And I love the fact that they continued making it after the Hobbit trilogy was released, and over time, just because there's just so many really awesome helms and headwear and crowns that they never had a chance to make from the original series, and now they're doing it. And so I'm, you know, really happy about that. But then I'm really unhappy about the fact that they quadrupled the price or more, and then decided not to do these in metal like the original series. And I'm going to talk about that in every single one of these stupid mini helm reviews, because it's, you know, that important to me. And it shows you how much I hate the fact that they did that. But at least from a visual point of view, this is very interesting. You can see all the beautiful engravings that, you know, are from Rohirrim culture. You can see all the beautiful detail. Remember, this is a perfect reproduction scan from the original actual helm that they made for Arwen. So just imagine this full size in steel, and how they were able to just really put in so much love and detail to these, you know, to these pieces of armor. Like, they're real armor. So look at all of that. Very, very nice paint job, very nice weathering. You can see all the engravings. Again, that sort of gives you can see the horses' silhouettes, and just, you know, paying homage to the horse culture of Rohan. So there you go. I'm gonna put this aside here. Here's the stand. This was sculpted by Sean Bolton. It's classy, signs his name on it. And it's number 379 out of a total of 750. The Rohirrim Helm of Arwen is a concept piece. Just put this on here. Another thing that's really annoying is that because it's so light, because it's made out of PVC, it just moves so easily on the stand, you know? So the older, heavier metal ones did not have this problem, did not have the same problem. So you kind of have to fiddle with it to make sure that it's, you know, placed properly. Here's the box. Nice picture of Liv Tyler. I'll let you read that for yourself. right over here. And then shows you side view of the piece. Each one of these mini helmets, by the way, also comes with a really cool little like informational sheet. And usually I don't really go over this much because there's a lot to talk about for the helm, but for her, there wasn't really that much to talk about. So I decided to just kind of show the box. And then this is sort of the information sheet. This is released of the 20th anniversary. So you can actually take a look at the designs that they drew and then that they eventually created. So these are the etchings that you actually see over here. So you can see the two horses right over here. So that's that. So hopefully you can see that a little bit better, like that. And then the etching here is this guy. So now you can see what this is looking like. And you can hopefully see that inspiration out with the horses right over here. So again, this was what they were gonna have her do. God, what a horrible, horrible idea. I'm really glad they didn't do that. And then if you want to read about it, I will try my best to scroll down. You can pause at any time to read it yourself. There's a legend at the bottom. Here's the actual helmet they made. So there you go. And on the back side, you can see all of the other helms. Not all of them, of course. There's not enough room for that. But you can see the top. They kind of put together all the different Rohirrim, the crown and helm of Theoden, Theodred, Eomer, the Royal Guard. They're not done yet, too. I mean, we have Eowyn as well that did in the picture, and part of the next release, the next wave, they released 2 of these mini helms at a time. And the next one actually has just like a Rohirrim soldier. And then they also gave the next one's gonna be another concept helm that they tossed, which is the original helm for the Witch King that they changed because it looked too much like Sauron's look. And all of these things I know about, of course, because I'm a Lord of the Rings fan and I've seen this on some of the appendices. But it's just sort of interesting that they're actually, making these now. I like to think that eventually this mini helm line is going to be retired, because when you're getting to just making actual, mini helms of concept pieces that never even, saw the light of day in the movies, it does kind of show you you're kind of reaching the end of the line there, right? In terms of what's reasonable, what's appropriate, what's possible. So here's the dwarves. Here's all the Uruk-hai. This is like super rare. The Uruk-hai General Helm. That was actually the first helm they made. I think it was only 500 or less. That was the first one they made to kick off the new line, so to speak. And then, of course, you have the Mirkwood, the 3 Mirkwood ones. I reviewed all of these, I believe. And then you have the Rivendell and the High Elven. You can see the similarities of those two. And then, of course, here I have all the ring wraiths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm kind of hoping that eventually they make the last 4, right? There should be 9 of them. I don't know if we even see all 9 in the Battle of the 5 Armies of the Hobbit, but I'm sure that they made helms for all 9. So that's another avenue. I mean, rather than giving us like a concept helm for Arwen, that like literally she was like never actually was in the movie, or for instance, the Witch King helm that look too much like Sauron. I wish they would just kind of wrap up all 9 battle helms of the Nazgul. That'd be really cool. So in any case, this is the quarter scale representation of the concept helm for Arwen, the Rohirrim helm of Arwen that never came to be. But now we get a chance to own this in our collection, which I guess is kind of neat. The day when I actually roll out all of my mini helms, I'm kind of waiting maybe for whether to stop making them, and then I'll bring them all out, right? I mean, I think that's going to be actually a pretty awesome video. Probably, again, the only video on YouTube that shows that. But I kind of want to wait until they're finished before doing that. Remember, I also have the helm of the battle troll. You know, the helm, like, you can only get that by getting the statue. So I actually have the helm of not only the battle troll from the Hobbit, but I also have the little helm for the Fell Beast from off of the Fell Beast quarter scale bust as well. So it really is a complete collection as far as that goes. I should probably just place it up here. So put it like this. So there you have it. Rohirrim Helm of Arwen, limited edition of 750, released by Weta. Next one I'm waiting for is the quarter scale helm of the Rohan soldier, just a regular soldier, which seems so boring. Like after you've already made, like you made everything else, like Royal Guard, Crown of Theoden, Eowyn, Theodred. I mean, you made the mini helm of the guy who you saw in the extended cut for like literally 10 seconds. You made that helm. So you're gonna just honestly give us a mini helm of just a regular soldier now? I mean, that's, again, kind of crazy. And then we're going to get another concept helm, this time of an alternative helm for the Witch King that they later changed, of course, with the more classic spiky version, you know, for the movie. So that's what's coming up next. Until next time, do take care.